Yo, 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 Grand Rising Kings and Queens. It is finally Friday, June 24th at 7:09 in the morning. You're listening to HL in the AM on Oak 93.5. Hope y'all are doing good. I know it is early in the morning, so you're leaving your creep spot's crib right now. You're on your way to work, so, ride with me, vibe with me. Man, today, I'm sleepy as a mug. I ain't even gonna count, man. I was up last night. I was hosting for Tommy Davidson at the Improv. We got 5 more shows. Maybe y'all will come through. Man, but last night, there was also something big happening. There was the versus between Omarion and Mario. I like to call it the No One Cares Bowl. Who gives a damn about Omarion and Mario? I like Mario's one song. That's about it. Omarion ain't got nothing I like. So I didn't watch the verses, but a lot of people did. And a lot of people were upset. Like, there was fans, man, they took to Twitter to express their frustration because there was a huge delay with it. So some people, like us common folk, got to go to bed. But the thing is, it seems like it was mixed reviews, but mostly people weren't feeling this verses. One person went on Twitter, said verses ended up being so cringe on both sides that I couldn't stomach finishing it. Between the late start, the messy Ray J battle, Omarion's poor choice to use a live band, Mario flexing vocals over songs we don't know, and the awful sound quality, I should have went to bed. So that's pretty much the gist of how people felt about Omarion and Mario's verses. They said it was trash. And I could see that. So in lighter news, and some good news, but not too good of news, the Senate has passed its first major legislation on gun control with a 65 to 33 vote. Now the legislation doesn't really ban any weapons. However, and it doesn't even change the age range of when you could buy weapons, but it does enhance background checks for prospective gun owners that's under 21. I'm just saying, how much of a background did these shooters have before they committed these heinous crimes? I don't see how that's going to help. You're not going to have much of a background at 18. These shooters that actually committed mass shootings didn't have any background. So you can check their background. It's their foreground we need to check. So I'm not a fan of that. It also provides $750 million in grants to incentivize states to implement crisis intervention programs and provides roughly billions of dollars in federal funding to bolster mental health services for children and families and harden schools. The Senate's measure does not go as far as what Joe Biden called for, Joey Crack, and is much, more narrow than the package of bills that the House passed this month. The legislation would raise the minimum age to purchase a semi-automatic rifle from 18 to 21, so there's that, and ban large capacity magazines. It also incentivizes the safe storage of firearms and establishes requirements regulating the storage of guns on residential premises. So 18-year-olds can buy like shotguns, but they can't buy semi-automatic rifles. I'm cool with that, as long as they can't buy semi-automatic rifles. So I'm mixed. Like, the NRA is not feeling this bill either, but of course they wouldn't. But I'm more or less just trying to make sure that, we safe. We can walk down the street. We can flourish. Because what they got now ain't working. Also in news, VH1 cuts ties with Caesar Emanuel of Black Ink Crew after a video shows him abusing a dog. Yes, the newest school in the newest student in the Mike Vick School of Obedience, Caesar Emanuel, star of the Black Ink Crew, has been fired from VH1 yesterday. A video went viral showing the creator of the Black Ink brand abusing a dog with a chair, tossing his cage, and more. In response, VH1 has decided to no longer work with the New York native. Now, Caesar owns the Black Ink Tattoo Shop in New York City, in addition to shops in Atlanta, Orlando, and Houston. A statement from VH1 was released on social media yesterday afternoon. It says, "We have made the decision to cut ties with Caesar Manuel from Black Ink Crew. Since next season was close to finishing production, this decision will not impact the upcoming season." Yeah, but homeboy got fired for beating up a dog, which I'm not saying he shouldn't, because, dogs are, God's creatures too. And we should all, respect and love all of God's animals. But a dog? Y'all fired a brother over a dog. Hey, actions have consequences. I can't say it's not like he won't do nothing wrong. It's not like the dog was just, it ain't like, the dog was asking for it. So maybe it's right that they cut ties. Man, I didn't watch Black Ink Crew. I don't know if y'all watched Black Ink Crew, but I didn't watch it. Anyway, more jams. Y'all keep it locked. Yo, and that was that So Good by B.O.B. Man, plus I had to hear that Tupac's Live and Die in L.A. That was always one of my bangers. Had to hit that up today. Yo, so Reebok is re-releasing the iconic Answer 4s. I can't wait. These are the shoes that Allen Iverson stepped over Tyronn Lue in the NBA Finals back in 2001. This is a dope sneaker, man. I had a pair of these back in the day, so it's like, wow, yo. So they bringing back and it's cool because, like, outside of Michael Jordan, I think Iversons are the only other shoe that really has, any sort of credibility today. That was a classic sneaker back in the day. Well, that and Kobe's, and that's mostly because Kobe died, because I ain't gonna lie, them Kobe's is ugly. They've always been ugly, but cats still love them. Man, speaking of Jordans, though, Michael Jordan was recently captured on video cussing out some kids for asking him to take a picture. So what happened was there was some kids in the Charlotte area. They were waiting to see LaMelo Ball. They were hyped up to see LaMelo Ball, but Michael Jordan came out. So the kids was like, "Oh snap, it's Michael Jordan." And then they were like, "Mike, can we get a picture with you?" Like, man, put that BS down. I can't say the actual word he said, but the first letter is B and the fifth letter is S. And the last letter is T. So y'all figure it out. So a school in Texas. They don't want to ban guns, but they want to ban hoodies. I'm not joking. The North Texas School District has updated its dress code for the upcoming school year to ban hooded clothing as well as dresses and skirts for many of its grade levels, reasoning that it will help students in their future careers. Now, you know what? I ain't gonna be mad. I ain't even gonna front. I'm not mad at you banning dresses and skirts and stuff because they're getting a little too short. And these girls need to be protected. But hoodies, so when it rains, it don't rain that much in Texas because it's a desert. But when it does rain, you telling me that cats gotta have umbrella? Like, there's no hoods. We're just gonna have soggy kids just running around trying to do class work. How is it gonna help them in their career when they show up to work soggy because they forget that they have the option of wearing a hood when they turn 21 or 18, whenever they graduate? But it applies to all of the school districts in North Texas. So we're gonna see how that works. My thing is, y'all can ban hoodies in Texas. Y'all can't ban assault rifles. I think that is just irresponsible. So in Raleigh, oh man, I lost my article. But yeah, yesterday a woman was shot in an apartment complex in Raleigh. Can't find an article no more, so forgive me for that. Might as well not even say nothing about that. What else is going on today that I wanted to talk about? Oh yeah, O.J. Simpson is being sued by Ron Goldman's father for nearly $100 million. So, as you know, O.J. Simpson, Orenthal James Simpson, was released from Lovelock Correctional Facility back in 2017. However, he's being sued again for the murders of Nicole Brown and her friend Ron Goldman by Ron Goldman's father, Fred Goldman. He's applying for a renewal of his 1997 judgment against OJ for the death of his son. In the 1997 civil case against Simpson, the ex-NFL running back was ordered to pay the families of Nicole and Ron Goldman $33.5 million. To this day, most of that hasn't been paid. In 2015, Fred stated that OJ still owed him $57 million, accounting for interest over the last 7 years. However, that amount has nearly doubled to $97 million. And you know, Goldman is a certain kind of last name, and that kind of last name don't play about their money. But $97 million. So OJ might be going back to jail. We don't know. But he ain't paid restitution for the death. And the thing is, I think that it's kind of crazy because Bill Cosby's going through a similar thing right now with Judith Huff, where he has to pay restitution for the sexual assault of her back in the Playboy Mansion in 1975. And I think it's crazy because in this situation with O.J. Simpson, he was found not guilty of killing, Nicole Brown or Ron Goldman. He was found not guilty. Yet, even though he was not guilty of that, they still ordered him to pay the families $33 million because he did it. But he didn't do it. But he has to pay $33 million. But he didn't do it. But he still has to pay $33.5. Now it's $97 million. $97 million, and you ain't even do it. Or you are not proving that you did it. That civil suit should have never been awarded, in my opinion. I don't think you should be able to, if the legal court system says that you didn't do it, or that you were innocent, if you were exonerated of all charges, they should not be able to put you in civil court. But anyway, more jams. Y'all keep it locked. Thank you, Mr. White, man. So it's gonna be alright today, yo. That's what's up, man. It's gonna be hot. I know where it is hot. Suge Knight sale. Because Suge Knight's wrongful death lawsuit back in 2015 was in court Wednesday, and the judge declared a mistrial against Suge Knight for the death of Terry Carter. Now, the Rolling Stone reports the jury was deadlocked 7-5 in favor of Carter's wife, who brought the lawsuit against Suge Knight. However, a civil suit needs 9 jurors in order for a judgment to be made. After deliberations began last week, jurors determined on Wednesday that after even half an hour that a mistrial should be declared. It was intense, the foreman said. It was so intense someone walked by the jury's room and thought a real fight had broken out that was gelling. The lawsuit was brought forward by Carter's widow, Lillian, and his daughters, Crystal and Nakia. Wednesday marked the first time in the trial that the Carter family's lawyer brought up the $81 million amount that Lillian, Crystal, and Nakia were seeking. The Carters plan to request a new trial date at the follow-up hearing next month. Crystal Carter spoke to the media outlet saying that despite the outcome, it was good to know that the majority of jurors sided with them. Damn, Suge. You almost had that one, dog. You might still get it, though. They may give you another mistrial. They may vote for you, but damn. That was close, man. But right now, you're out of hot water. You're not out of jail, but you're out of hot water. So, $81 million ain't no joke. That's gonna, and you just sold Death Row to Snoop. So maybe he'll be able to look out for you. Taraji P. Henson's in the news. She says that the pressures of being black in America has her considering leaving America. She's looking to make a residence outside the United States. The iconic actress was on the People Everyday podcast and revealed the social and political state of America is weighing on her to bounce. I'm wondering where she's gonna go. That's the question. And that's a good question for y'all. Like, if y'all were gonna leave America, where would you go? I'm curious. Cause me, I've been thinking Ghana. If I left America today, I think I would go to Ghana. That's just the starting point for negotiations. Number one, I'm going to tell you a few reasons. Number one, they actually want black people there. They want us to come back. What they say, home. Which, yeah, home. So it'll be like, I'm back to the motherland. Number two, they're willing to pay. They're willing to help you find a gig, pay for your livelihood, everything, just for you to move there. So I'm like this, Ghana for me, but where would y'all go? That's a good question. I know, I see you in the chat, man. I already know where you gonna go. You already where you would go. So, well, shout out to Queen T, Tehran, and Karina for tuning in. Y'all know my boy P ain't with me today. That job, man. Working for people, man, they do that to you. Make you have to come in early, leave late, man. So shout out to P, man. Hope you having a good day at the gig. See you next week. Who else was I want to talk about? Oh, JJ Fad, the hip-hop legends JJ Fad had a street named in their honor in their hometown of Rialto, California. NWA's DJ Yella and the world-class Wrecking Crew attended the Legends ceremony. So, shout out to JJ Fad. Awarded the prestigious honor at the San Bernardino County Government Center. Group members Wanda, MCJB Burns, Dania, Baby D, Burks, and Michelle Sassy C. Franklin were on hand to receive the honor bestowed by the San Bernardino supervisor, Joe Baca Jr., and Jesse Duran of KOLA FM. JJ Fad signed the Eazy-E's Ruthless Records and scored the 1988 hit Supersonic, which reached 30 on Billboard's Hot 100 chart and earned them a nomination for the first ever Best Rap Performance Grammy Award in '89. Burns, Burks, and Franklin were humbled by the recognition. And I just want to give a shout out to JJ Fad, man. Supersonic was a pretty dope song, man, and I ain't gonna lie, these women still look good. So shout out to y'all beautiful asses. Keep it going. Hopefully y'all drop another album. So, sorry about that, there's something wrong. So Mike Tomlin. So let's talk about this. So Antonio Brown wants to retire as a Steeler, and Mike Tomlin ain't having that. So right now, Antonio Brown is out of the NFL. But if it was up to him, he would retire as a Pittsburgh Steeler. The Pivot podcast caught up with the head coach of the Steelers, Mike Tomlin, and asked him if it would happen. His response, y'all know that ain't happening. In terms of putting a helmet on and running out of the tunnel and playing ball and stuff like that, man, you know he's moved on and we've moved on. We can sit around and chop that up like it's a realistic conversation, but we know that it's not realistic. So, yeah, Brown, you've been tripping. Ever since you drop-kicked that dude during the kickoff return, you've been bugging. And Mike Tomlin don't want none of your BS, bro. But, yeah, so Mike Tomlin shut that down in a heartbeat. But anyway, more jams. Y'all keep it locked. Yo, and that was that Make It Hot by Missy and Monica. You know what? I'm sorry, but I'm about to put Missy in my top 5 female MCs of all time. I don't know, what do y'all think about that? So, great news for those battling student loan debt. The Biden administration, Joey Kraken them, has agreed to cancel an estimated $6 billion in federal student loan debt for borrowers who have claimed they were defrauded by their college. The administration had previously approved $25 billion in loan forgiveness for 1.3 million borrowers. Many of the borrowers affected by the new agreement have been waiting years for the Department of Education to process their claims under a rule known as borrower defense to repayment. It allows borrowers who believe they were misled by their college, often overinflated job placement rates, or the ability to transfer credits to request federal student loan relief. Biden has announced in April he's considering a broader student loan forgiveness for the 43 million Americans who have federal student loan debt after facing months of pressure from Democrats to cancel $50,000 per borrower. I'm like this, man. I just hope if they cancel student loan, I want a refund. That's what I'm saying. I done paid my student loan debt back and it hurt. I want a refund. I want my money back. Money I done paid back. Sure. I'm just saying, if you're gonna give people, if you're gonna cancel it, I think it needs to be retroactive. That's all I'm saying. So the January 6th select committees are still meeting on what to do with these unruly white people. They shed new light on the role of that former President Donald Trump's Republican allies in Congress played in furthering its efforts to try to overturn the election, and how many of them sought pardons after the attack on the U.S. Capitol. Yes, finally they're bringing that up. So just in case y'all didn't know, they say that Donald Trump lost the election and then inspired people that supported him to overturn the government by taking over the Capitol building. Then after all of this happened and a lot of people got arrested, they flocked to Donald Trump requesting pardons. Yes. So if that was the case, that's why Donald Trump is under so much scrutiny. Like Donald Trump's the only president to literally commit treason, and we ain't got nothing to say about that. That was a treasonous act to have people try to overthrow the government, just so you know. And treason is one of the few federal crimes that's punishable by death. Yes. So remember that. I don't even know why they brought up Sharon Stone. I guess she had a miscarriage. Okay, sorry. Now, Pusha T declares himself and Kendrick Lamar the best rappers. Pusha T, whose crowning joy of music is the "I'm loving it" part of the McDonald's jingle. Now, Kendrick Lamar is a beast, but I can't say he's the best rapper. Like, to me, not even top 5. I mean, it's like they forgot about all the legends that came before them. Like, to say that you're the best rapper, that's kind of like John Morant right now saying he's the best basketball player of all time. You just don't carry no weight. Now, we can all agree that John Morant is not the GOAT, right? I know everybody talks about LeBron, not being the GOAT, but we can definitely say John Morant's not a GOAT. He's good, but he ain't no GOAT. And just if y'all need some music, just so y'all know, Roddy Ricch dropped a new album. It's called The Big Three. I don't know if I'm going to listen to it. But, hey, it's out there. Apple Music streaming services. Now you ain't even got to buy records no more. I remember back when you had to camp outside of a Sam Goodies to get your hands on the Jay-Z record. Now you can just stream it right from Apple Music or Spotify or whatever, music streaming service you're using. Now, Jake Paul is set to fight Tommy Fury at Madison Square Garden. Now, the YouTube star is turned undefeated pro boxer. He's 5-0 with 4 knockouts. Will return to the ring to take on the heavyweight champion Tyson Fury's younger brother, Tommy Fury, who's 8-0 with 4 KOs at Madison Square Garden. It's a damn shame that this is the state that we're in, where you don't even have to be an accomplished boxer, just the name, and you can get a prize fight at Madison Square Garden. I'm not gonna lie. I hope Tommy Fury breaks this dude's jaw. Because it's crazy that, the younger brother of the heavyweight champion and the YouTube star are going to fight in Madison Square Garden in front of millions of people if y'all decide to buy that stupid ass ticket. Anyway, more jams. Y'all keep it locked. That was that One More Chance by Biggie, the Notorious B.I.G. I did not know until recently that Biggie Smalls changed to Notorious B.I.G. because they sued him because he was the same name that was used in Let's Do It Again for J.J. Walker's, not J.J. Walker, who was Biggie Smalls in that? John Amos? Who played Biggie Smalls in Let's Do It Again? But whoever played Biggie Smalls, his character, it was using that, basically he used that name, so they were going to sue Biggie if he didn't change his name. Now, I saw Simo put in the chat, he says, Trump, I have something to say about it, but I won't. It's your country, not mine. Smart choice. But remember, many see the U.S. as the leader of the free world, so we have an interest. If democracy is challenging the U.S., what hope for the rest of us? Well, number one, there is absolutely zero hope for anyone using the U.S. as a model, especially in terms of democracy, because the U.S. sells the dream of democracy. The U.S. basically, let's put it like this, democracy is nothing but the illusion of power to the powerless. That's all democracy is in America. It's this illusion that you have the right, but there's no real freedom or power that comes with our vote or our choices or decisions. That's all made by people that are higher up. So what I mean by that is people are chosen that's going to be in office, and they're picked, handpicked, not by us, but by the establishment itself. So when we vote, yeah, we vote, but it don't mean nothing. It seems like it means something, but when you think about it, an individual vote itself, even the votes were powerful. One individual vote means nothing. You have to be with the majority. So everybody who thinks like you has to vote. So what I mean by that is that, like, if y'all are using how messed up these United States are, I mean, you got to understand, everybody that lives in the United States weren't even awarded the same rights until like 1970 something. And then gay rights weren't until like 2000 or something. So you're looking at like maybe 15 years of a free nation, of a truly free nation. Now, America claims freedom since 1776. However, blacks weren't free at that point. And then blacks didn't really start getting freedom. We're still getting gunned down in the street. Like, for example, white people have the right to carry assault rifles. Black people ain't never have the right to carry assault rifles. If I carry an assault rifle walking down the street, I'm getting either shot, detained, or arrested. Hands down, just for having an assault rifle. Walking with one. So, like, there really is no hope if you're using us as a pattern. You have to come up with your own moral compass and follow that. Because the U.S. is messed up, for lack of a better term. I want to say some other words, but I can't. So, yeah, democracy, for the same, it wasn't really challenged. I mean, they shut it down quick. The whole January 6th insurrection got shut down. I ain't gonna say quickly, but it's all about who challenges the democracy in the country. If white people challenge democracy, then they look at it like, oh my God, something has to change. If blacks or Hispanics, they try to challenge democracy, they're just gonna get told to go back to their country. So I mean, it's like we live in different Americas. You have white America, you have black America, you have Hispanic America, you have Asian America, and they're all totally different countries. Same soil, different countries. And we live in the worst America. Blacks, we live in the worst America that's possible. And then after that, it gets lighter. I don't know, gay America's pretty bad too. You can't lie, but it's not as bad as black America. But them gay America, they are dealing with some stuff too. Like, gay America just deals with people just not giving a damn about what they feel and what they need and what they, stuff like that. Black people is just the constant threat of violence at all, every corner. If it ain't a cop trying to kill you, it's another brother trying to kill you. If it ain't another brother trying to kill you, it's the food that's trying to kill you. If it ain't the food that's trying to kill you, it's the environment that's trying to kill you. I mean, it's all. Yeah, you have one Australia. And it's good. Be glad that you have one Australia. But I also want you to focus on your indigenous and aboriginal peoples and make sure they live in the same Australia that you live in. Because I can't say one thing. It's bad for black people or minorities all over the nation, all over the world. So double check with your peoples. double check with your people and make sure that their Australia is the same Australia you live in. But anyway, we got more jams. I'm about to get up out of here, but we got more jams to carry you out through the rest of your morning. Thank you so much for tuning in, bobbing with a brother. I hope I gotta get some sleep. I got 2 more shows tonight, 2 more shows tomorrow. Another show on Sunday, hosting for the legendary Tommy Davidson from In Living Color. Dude's a cool brother too, man. So make sure you come out, you kick it with me one of these days. We'll be at the Improv, man. And y'all be blessed, man. It's finally Friday, so turn up. We out. Well, I'm out.